What's up, everyone? Welcome to the From the Corner podcast brought to you by TRXTM. I'm Mitch here with Braden.
Yo.
Mark.
What's going on?
And Lucas.
What's good?
This is our NBA podcast that we're going to be starting off. This is our first episode, season 1, titled The Off Season. Nothing to do with basketball whatsoever right here, but this has been a very monumental couple of days from us as we have moved into an office.
Yeah. Go.
The goal with the office, we have 2 separate rooms. One room is for recording, podcasts, videos, whatever it may be, and the other room is for streaming. Mainly Braden is going to be doing the streaming, but our goal is to strive for something that we have not brought in probably ever, which is consistency. We're trying to be consistent, produce content consistently, and just make sure that we're bringing stuff to you day in and day out.
I would say make sure to stop by the stream, kick.com/TRXTM. A lot of us are going to be playing COD together. NCAA, since it's about to come out. I play Fortnite and plenty of other games. I mean, come by, have some fun with us, chill out with us, enjoy the chat. I think we're going to bring consistency now, and I think we're about to do some huge things.
All right, and so today we're going to be discussing The Ringer's Top 100 NBA Player Rankings. Shout out to The Ringer. The link will be down in the description if you want to follow along and listen to us bitch in real time.
This shit's about to get shredded, low-key.
Yeah, so first we're going to start with 81 to 100, and we're going to say the problems we have with it. And I'm going to start with a real big fucking problem that is Dylan Brooks at 83. Because as I scroll down, I see Kyle Kuzma, Trey Murphy, Marcus Smart, Norm Powell, we can, sure.
It's whatever.
Josh Hart, Hartenstein, Brogdon, Conley, Quickly, DiVincenzo, Claxton, Brandon Miller, Colin Sexton, Derek Lively, Jabari Smith Jr., R.J. Barrett, and Al Horford. Every one of them is better than Dylan Brooks.
By a mile.
Dylan Brooks is just a big mouth who plays physical in an era where no one plays physical and everyone thinks he's a great defender. The hell with that. He is overrated. Every one of these players under him, except maybe Norman Powell and maybe Al Horford on an off day, is substantially better than Dylan Brooks.
He's the wannabe Marcus Smart.
No, the way that I see it, I see Dylan Brooks being a little bit better Grayson Allen.
I mean, even going into last year, I don't even know if he's better than Grayson Allen anymore.
Grayson Allen can
shot the shit out of the ball. But, yeah, I don't see Dylan Brooks, for me, even cracking the top 100. I outside of this, even outside of 100, I could still probably name you 20 better players.
Where would you ballpark his ranking?
Dude, 120 to 130.
Yes, realistically, yes.
I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
Bro, I don't care.
Shitting on the Dylan Brooks show.
Like, at the same time, though, like, what does he bring you on a team outside of
He's scrappy.
scrappy?
Scrappy for sure.
Yeah, but Marcus Smart's scrappy, and Marcus Smart's good at basketball.
He's actually a great defender. He's not just a mouth.
Yeah, like, I think people are so quick to say Dylan Brooks is such a great defender. Really, no. Like, he's strong. He's a strong defender. I don't think he's a good defender.
Which, if we're being honest, scrappiness alone is not enough to put you in the top 100.
No, because he's a mid-ass three-point shooter. He really can't create off the bounce. He has no playmaking ability. He can barely finish at the rim in the NBA because there's so many not rim protectors, but there's so many people that are tall enough that they can guard the rim. I don't even see him in my top 100 personally.
Is he a player you'd like on your team if you're starting a franchise? Personally, I love a guy that can get the other side riled up.
Yes, but there's so many other players in the NBA I'd rather take that can do that and produce more.
I feel like the impact of getting under somebody's skin, there's a very fine line of pissing somebody off and they, their game is a little off that night. But I feel at the NBA level, it's easier to bounce back and be like, yeah, he got under my skin for game 1, but game 2 is a whole different story in the series.
You're completely right. I mean, he tried doing that to LeBron. I don't get why he tried to do that to LeBron. LeBron, for one, doesn't really care. And two, all you're doing is you're going to make him play better. Like
There were literal memes about Dylan Brooks playing in China after the Lakers series in the playoffs.
Like it's
and let's not forget what Steph did to him the year before.
yeah, dude, it's simple. But to get off on Dylan Brooks, because we could keep going on Dylan Brooks for the rest of this podcast. But
Sorry, man.
Honestly, like our bias is pretty. I feel like all
Pretty
four
strong.
of us, we can hold a grudge.
right,
We can hold a grudge for a long time. I would say collectively, we all think that he's a punk. Obviously, he's in the NBA for a reason. He is skilled.
he was a dog at Oregon.
I just don't see him in the top 100.
No, and you have players like the guy who I'm about to talk to you guys about, number 98, Jabari Smith Jr. I think he's one of the biggest rising stars, given he's on a team filled with talent. But just from what we've seen in the offseason, I know Mitch and I have looked at it about how the Rockets were thinking about getting rid of Sengun. And I know when Sengun got hurt, they were putting Jabari at the 5, and it kind of worked. I mean, he is a 6'10" power forward that is uberly skilled, can put the ball on the floor, can create his own shot, can score inside. If they get rid of Sengun and they play like a small ball lineup to the point where it allows Jabari to play the 5 and guarding other bigs or guarding other 5s, I think Jabari's stock is going to rise so much to the point where I think we could see him in the top 40, top 50 range going into next season.
Not to mention the trend in the NBA right now is people that are quite literally athletic freaks that are over 6'9".
Yeah, I mean, if you're big and you could put the ball in the basket, you're going to find the floor. And especially even him, he plays defense too. Like, he's not terrible in defense. I think, especially at his size, it's going to be a mismatch for a lot of bigs. And I mean, yes, there's going to be a lot of mismatches to the point where if you're playing somebody like Philly and it's going to be Jabari guarding Joel, yeah, it's not going to work very well. But I think he's got so much potential being in the 98 spot to the point where I think personally he should be in the probably high 80s, mid 80 range right now.
If you're going to have Dylan Brooks on this list, I know that we said we're not going back to him, but I
Back
am.
to the slander.
Let's just compare. Jabari averages 14 on 36% from beyond the arc, 8 rebounds, and nearly a block a game. And then you go back up to Dylan Brooks, who's at 83, who averages 12.7 a game, shoots a lower three-point percentage, 1.7 assists per game, and not even a full steal. So you have someone like Jabari who can give you 30 plus, who can give you 10 plus rebounds, who can give you 4 blocks and 4 steals in a game. He has done it. And he is a whole 15 spots below. What are we
And he's
doing?
longer. Pause.
What are we doing other than name
You're
value?
telling me Dylan Brooks averages less than a steal a game?
Yes.
I want my scrappy players to be averaging at least 1.5 steals a game. That's ridiculous.
And it is what it is. Mark, what do you got on your mind right now?
Man, I don't know shit.
But I mean, there's plenty of other players on here, like Brandon Miller being 95.
I was about to bring him up.
I mean, it was given it was his rookie year. He started off pretty slow, but as when he started to come onto the game, and it started to feel better for him, LaMelo going out really, I think, opened that for him. Being able to be on ball more, being able to create his own shot and find his way in the NBA. I think just based off that last season alone, going into this season, he's going to arrive at some point, and he's going to just put buckets, dude.
I agree. I think he'll be a late bloomer, but when he blooms, he'll take over the league.
I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, if I'm being honest. He reminds me a lot of Paul George.
Crazy that you say that.
I know that's the comparison, and I think that's his favorite player.
His greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But
Shout out PG.
He's a 37% three-point shooter, average 17 a game, 4 rebounds, half a block. He's not at his ceiling, and that alone should say so much about Brandon Miller. I think he's right there. I think if the Hornets are healthy, no, they're not a competitive team. But if you have a facilitator like LaMelo who can create space for Brandon, get him the ball, I'd be willing to bet money right now Brandon's good for at least 20, 21 a game this year. And I imagine he'll shoot at a higher clip too.
Hey, and that extension is going to be nice.
Yes, it
And
will.
speaking of extensions, shout out IQ, man.
Yes, well
Oh
deserved.
my gosh. I mean, let's go straight to him being at number 92. Going from, not seeing the floor a ton to now being on the Raptors and being the main facilitator for the team, ending up his year at 17 points on 40% shooting from three, 5 assists, and almost a steal a game. And towards the later half of the year, I was seeing a lot of Emmanuel quickly going for 25 and 9. I think his ceiling, coming into the league, I don't know genuinely if a lot of people thought he was going to be great. From what I saw with a team like the Raptors that are young, trying to just figure out their pieces, Emmanuel quickly could be great, and I'm seeing like in his future, I think he could be a top 5 point guard in the league, to be honest.
So if I'm misquoting this, I don't have it saved anywhere, but I think it's right. So Emmanuel quickly shot 40% from three. He also shot the lowest percentage in the NBA from the corner. He shot, I believe, 22% from the corner and was still a 40% three-point shooter. If he could figure that out, he's already averaging 17 a game, 5 assists. RJ is going to keep developing. I truly do believe that. You have IQ. Who did they just draft? I cannot remember.
Oh, I can't remember either.
Probably some French dude.
But I mean, you got to think though, like if you're trying to figure this out, the corner three is also the easiest shot in basketball.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, dude, even just adding 2 more of those a game, like that's putting you in the 23, 24, 25 range easily with just hitting 2 more shots. I genuinely think IQ could next year be in the 25 points per game range, 7 assists range.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein. Dude, that man went out and earned himself some money.
For what?
Injury riddled Knicks roster in the playoffs.
What did he do?
I truly think
I like him.
I do too. I think that he earned his contract in the playoffs, right? He didn't show it in the regular season, given he didn't really have the opportunity to do so. Do I think it's a good fit for the Thunder? Yes. Do I think he's necessarily worth it? That's to be determined. I think he's a solid role player.
Right, I think he can start. I just don't know if he's worth that much money to a team like OKC. I get pairing him with another 7-footer with Chet is huge, but at the same time, like with the way the NBA is right now, he doesn't put the ball in the basket at a high-ass clip.
He killed us on the boards.
Yeah, but
that was what killed us against
realistically,
Pacers.
Is he an elite rebounder?
He was for that series.
Yeah, but I mean, you're also playing against Miles Turner, who averages less rebounds than TJ McConnell.
Yeah, I love me some Miles Turner, but that boy cannot rebound. Son of a.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day. I could go in on that.
Is Miles on this list? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, he's at 77.
All right,
But we're about to get to that.
Yeah, we can get there.
All right. But yeah, just a quick shout out, man.
Yeah, shout out
to those Knicks boys. I hate your fans, but probably you guys listening. Sorry about that.
Shout out Hartenstein, man.
I'll buy you a beer sometime. My bad.
Get your money, bro.
But still, no, for real though. That was a hell of a series. I saw one of those games live. That was one of the most fun series I've ever watched. But
yeah, bro, get your money.
Make it worth it.
Okay, so now we're going to transition from 81 to 100 to 61 to 80. And I am going to start off. I don't really have anyone that I'm going to switch when I say this, but Zach LaVine at 78.
Criminal.
ferocious.
Hey, I'm just saying, if he's at what?
78.
And you're telling me Michael Porter Jr.'s at 66?
I know that Zach LaVine has had his injury concerns or backed out of playing, opted to have surgery instead of doing rehab or whatever it was that made the Bulls want to get rid of him. But Bradley, I don't know. I can't see Zach LaVine being at 78.
No.
I don't know. I understand that it wasn't his season. It was kind of a down year, but I don't know. Zach LaVine at 78 just feels wrong.
I mean, I just want to put it into perspective, and I think this guy has tremendous upside, and especially towards the later half of the year. I saw him get a triple-double, and it kind of blew my mind. And he's a Duke boy, ain't he? Isn't Jalen Johnson a Duke boy?
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson, 72.
I don't remember, so don't shoot me for it. But
I think he was a Duke. I think he was a Blue Devil. But anyways, him being at 72 and Levine being at 78 is kind of wild. But that is also one guy I want to shout out, Jalen Johnson.
Duke, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's another guy on this list that I could see shoot up into the 50 range after this year. Dude he's a 6'9", 220 small forward. He's got good vision, and I did not know that. He's also insanely good on defense, which I think there's multiple players that have been going through the Hawks that are just good defenders, but for some reason this team just does not mesh at all. And there's another guy on this list that's also a defensive menace that I also believe is going to skyrocket, and I know you're looking at me.
Herb.
Okay, yes, that was also one, but I was talking about Jalen Suggs.
I love Jalen Suggs.
And I know you do. I think he picked the wrong sport. That's just me. But the dude can shoot the ball, plays insanely good defense.
He is what I'm going back to it. He is what everyone thinks Dylan Brooks is.
Yeah, for sure.
Hustle, sweaty, is someone you do not want to guard you.
Sweaty.
You know.
Pause.
What do we think? What do you think about Devin Vassell? I think going into this year, and I know the Spurs just got Chris Paul, and I think this is going to help Devin Vassell out so much.
It might be.
True. The dude averaged 20 points a game on 37% shooting from three, which isn't bad, on almost 7 attempts a game, 1 steal and 4 assists. Now, I don't think Devin Vassell's a great facilitator. 4 assists, solid. But I think now that he's getting a pure playmaker in Chris Paul, I think the Spurs are now going to finally see Wembanyama getting close to that 28 points per game range and Vassell easily getting into the 22-25 game. And I think this offense actually could be scary regardless of how young they actually are.
I'll tell you, someone who breaks my heart to see him this low on the list, but it's where he belongs. Bradley Beal.
I know.
That is one of the most disappointing super teams of the super team era.
But you got to think, though, they didn't have a point guard. You're having Devin Booker play point guard, and I think Devin Booker played great as a point guard, but he's not a point guard.
They had a Lamborghini body with a Prius engine.
Ain't got no gas in it.
They were top heavy. The space to invest in depth. I don't know. You are right. They did not have a point guard. They had players trying to do things that they don't normally do, and I don't know. It's just poorly constructed, in my opinion. I don't see a scenario where the Suns compete. I know that sounds bad. I know it sounds like I'm overreacting. I truly don't see how the Suns compete anytime in the near future because they don't have the depth. And these teams are deep now.
They don't have the depth or the fluidity. It's a very clunky lineup.
They rely on their stars, and that's all they can do.
They rely on their stars, but like you said, the depth is the biggest issue. I feel like with how many people are in the NBA and how many not even like considered stars that are still certified ballers.
Here's my question, right? We play 2K, and they have archetypes. What archetype would you give Devin Booker?
Cardboard box.
Shit.
A shot creator, right?
Yeah, shot creator for sure.
What archetype would you give Bradley Beal?
Oh, easily shot creator.
What archetype would you give Kevin Durant?
Floor spacing shot creator.
Exactly. You have 3 people who need to make their shots. I know that Beal was shot 43%, but he wasn't Bradley Beal.
No.
You have 3 players, all who have the same function on teams prior, given Booker's always been with the Suns, but you know what I'm saying. Individually, they have all been self-reliant shot creators. They don't create for other people. Booker's not bad. Beal is not a point guard, even if they tried it occasionally. KD is a decent playmaker, but he's Kevin Durant. You get him the ball.
Get him the ball, get the fuck out the way.
But if you have 2 other players who also need the ball, and you're supposed to get the fuck out of the way, you only have 1 ball. This is what everyone said back in the day about the Brooklyn Nets when they put Kyrie, Harden, and Durant there. You only have 1 ball, and those are all shot creators. And did that work? No. I don't understand the team building dynamic. I don't know what they're doing over there. They don't know what they're doing over there.
Facts.
It's a mess.
I really think even if you go back to you keep that same team, and even I'm not gonna even go prime. I'm gonna say even if you went to bubble, and got Rajon Rondo and then just let Beal come off the bench. Let him be a six-man that can average 20, 25 off the bench and just have somebody orchestrate an offense.
6 man of the year type shit.
Bro, like easy. I went back and not too long ago, I think it was like last week, I went back and watched the bubble finals, and Rondo was the difference maker he was their third best player. I'm not saying even on the Suns, Rondo would be the third best player. He'd probably be the fourth, fifth. But it's somebody that can slow the game down when you need the game to slow down, put you in an offense when you need to be put in an offense, and it's like, hey, everybody, get the fuck out the way. I'm going to throw this ball to Kevin Durant. Everybody move on the backside.
It also doesn't help that the backcourt combined of Bradley Beal and Devin Booker could not guard my grandmother in a hover round. They are horrible defensively. I don't know. Tyus Jones is out there. They should grab him. Their best defender is Josh Okogie, and no slight to him, but he is not an elite defender. There is not one player on that team who is truly an elite defender. They don't have an elite facilitator. I don't understand. Tyus Jones is currently available, and for the past, I believe it's 6 seasons,
Easy.
Tyus Jones has the highest assist-to-turnover ratio in the NBA. 6 straight seasons, and he's a free agent. But instead, Phoenix wants to sit with their thumb up their ass and not do anything, but then expect, why doesn't this team work? It's because you have fucking nothing.
You ain't wrong.
I don't know. At least they sell jerseys. At least the jerseys look good.
Tell me how you really feel.
Good. They do look good.
And okay, before we move on to the next part of the list, I'm gonna give one more shout out. And Portland, please trade this motherfucker, dude. This dude is such a baller. Anthony Simons can hoop, and I'm not meaning like in the slightest hoop, like he's in the NBA, he can hoop. No, this dude in the right role on the right team could give you 25 and 10 a night.
Orlando.
Dude, that would be beautiful. This dude can shoot the shit out of the ball. He creates by himself. He learned from Damian Lillard. And on a team that was so shit, and they wanted Scoot to be so good, and they still had Jeremy Grant, they still had these pieces that they wanted to fit. This dude still went out and put up 23 a night on 39, almost 39% shooting, almost 6 assists a game to 2 turnovers. Like, dude, and he's uberly athletic. He was just in the dunk contest. He creates his own space. He'll pull up from anywhere and has supreme confidence. Please, Portland, get rid of him if you want to build around Scoot, because it's not fair to him.
Orlando.
Trade him to Orlando.
He's from Florida. It's actually a good fit.
Oh, he's a Florida boy. All right. So now we're going to move on to the, what are we going to?
41 to 60.
This is an interesting tier because I am browsing this next tier, and so many of these players are trending down. You guys see the arrow at the left-hand corner? We got so many guys with injuries or getting older or just losing their prime in this next tier. I mean, okay, let's look at this list here.
Boy, if I see, oh man,
LaMelo trending down. OG trending down. Garland, Draymond. Oh my gosh.
Hey, high key though.
Crazy.
If we want to start somewhere, we can start with Garland. I love Darius Garland for who he is as a player. The dude is so shifty, great ball handling, can pass, and can create his own shot. But he played so shitty in the playoffs, and I don't know. It's probably just the dynamic of the way him and Donovan Mitchell are playing, and they're both trying to play like they're the same person when they're not. I could see why he's going down. I think he needs to get out of there, or they just need to orchestrate a better offense.
I am about to say something that is going to make our viewers think that we are a anti-Knicks podcast, which is not the case. I am taking Franz Wagner over OG Anunoby.
Oh, God,
Wow.
yeah.
I love that.
I know he shot like shit from 3. I know it was a down year.
I still love you, OG.
But he is a legitimate number 2 option, at least in my opinion. And he just got paid, so at least someone else thinks it too. I really, really like OG, and he is an elite defender.
Yeah, he is.
I'm taking Franz. I know it wasn't his best season. You're going to see it this year. I really think he will bounce back. The Magic are a young, competitive team, And the fact that I am scrolling through this at the same time as speaking, and I see Scotty Barnes down at 41, makes me sick because he is much higher. He's in Toronto on a depreciating team who's not in contention. I know that we're going to get up above this, but I already see some players above Scotty Barnes. I don't understand, but that's for a later date.
I agree with you, though. I love OG. You know, he went to IU. I think he was one of the first pioneers for players that wore short shorts. I'm not even playing, dog.
It ain't that kind of podcast,
Bro, like, no, I'm dead ass. But no, he shoots the ball really well. I think he averaged 5 attempts a game and shot 38%. But I'm still taking Franz. I think for what it is, Franz is a 6'10". Wow, is he 6'10"?
He's either 6'9" or 6'10".
6'10", 220, and can play the 2 or the 3 or the 4. I mean, you could put him wherever, and he's also alongside one of the most underappreciated, under-talked about number 1 picks in the history of the NBA. And I know he's still really young, but I don't hear very many people give Paolo the credit he deserves, but that's for a later date. He's alongside another superstar in the making, and they're both about to get paid. And Franz still held his own, averaging 20. It shot like shit, but
he averaged 20, shooting 28% from 3. It was his worst shooting year.
Oh yeah, and if you watched any of the playoffs, he got what he wanted whenever he really wanted it.
But imagine if he just becomes a 35% 3-point shooter. What are you going to do with him and Paulo? And now they've got KCP. They still have Suggs, who's a 40% 3-point shooter.
I mean, they ain't got Wendell. I think the Lakers are looking at getting Wendell, but the Lakers probably ain't going to get Wendell anyways.
No, take Mo instead.
I still think that's cool though. Him and his brother getting paid.
It is cool. I don't think Mo is.
And I heard Jeff and them talk about this on their podcast. Can you name an NBA duo, like brother duo, that they were both the same amount of skilled? Because like you think about it, you got Mo and Franz. Franz is much better.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, right. You got, I mean, the closest they said was the Morris twins, because Markieff started out better than Marcus, and then now Marcus is better than Markieff, but
that's fair.
Superiorly better.
There's just talking current or
all time, bro.
This is controversial.
Michael and Clay.
Skilled wise,
I like that one.
Skilled wise, these two brothers aren't the same. Lonzo and LaMelo do the same amount for a team. I know people think LaMelo is better. Look at Paul George's podcast. Lonzo does everything well.
And imagine what they were talking about. Lonzo was a top 5 point guard when he was healthy.
I was going to say.
Throughout that stretch.
The Bulls were number 1 in the East.
Bro.
Hey, real quick. Somebody give Jello a shot.
Let's be real. No.
He's lucky he didn't.
This is a serious podcast,
He's lucky
Mark.
he didn't get a shot at that store in China.
No, that's right.
But no, that's something I would love to get to talk about, because I think Lonzo easily, when healthy, can be a top 5 point guard in the NBA. Maybe top 4.
How is he now? Is he 100%?
He's cleared.
Season opener.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to be with the Bulls.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most exciting players to watch this season.
Bro,
see how he responds.
Bro, because before injury, he was shooting the ball at a high clip. He was getting everybody involved. He was playing great defense, not just good defense, fucking great defense. And he was getting to spots when he wanted to, because people probably still didn't think he could shoot. But the dude is fucking clipping.
I don't see Josh Giddey on this list, but I see Dylan Brooks on this list, and that's someone else I would like to.
Yeah,
see
bro,
is
because I think
better.
this is going to be, if the Bulls get rid of Lonzo, if they move Lonzo, Giddey is about to have an 18-8-8 type of season.
Yes.
Because he's going to have the opportunity, one. He's a great passer that just played behind Shea because he had to, because Shea's that good. But, bro, I'm ready. I'm ready to see Giddey. Hopefully he wears number 6.
You like that number?
Shout out Giddey. I'm just playing. Giddey. Hey, why is Draymond 53?
Jokes. Hey, jokes though.
Yeah, jokes. No, yeah, this is
I
all jokes.
really, really, really like Josh Giddey.
I do too. Do you think Draymond being at 53 is solid?
I'm a Warriors fan. No.
You think he should be lower?
Yes, much lower.
I agree.
He's not better than Middleton, Gordon,
No.
Used to be.
OG,
Aaron
Garland.
Gordon, really? I think that's up for debate.
Gordon's an interesting one. He's a lot like Draymond because they're kind of team dependent when it comes to their value.
True.
Because, I mean, you saw Gordon on the Magic. He was flashy.
Dunking shit.
I mean, he didn't really do anything, but he was also on the Magic. Draymond, you put him on the Pistons right now, he averages a healthy 4 for 4. And
0 for 4.
That's
4-4-4.
It's a Wendy's biggie bag now.
Vortex.
Vortex.
4 fouls, 4 turnovers, and 4 blocks probably. But in all seriousness, as a Warriors fan, Draymond is great for the Warriors, but he is not a great individual player.
Hey, shout out number 50 at spot number 51. Shout out to DeJounte Murray, man. Go ball out for the Pelicans. Great two-way player. I think this year easily, even playing beside, I don't know about the Brandon Ingram situation. They get him the hell out.
I think they should deal him.
They should.
I think Herb's good.
A duo of like a primary duo of DeJounte Murray and Zion can be reliant with the help of Herb Jones, given they don't have Valanciunas anymore. But Trey Murphy is going to be great.
I agree. And if we can keep Zion out of the backside of Mariah Mills, we will be. The Pelicans will be in very good shape.
Hey, and keep him out of Houston, bro.
Yeah.
Did you say trade Trey Young?
Got some good food.
They got some good food. Do what? Trade who?
Did you just say they need to trade Trey Young?
Brandon Ingram.
He was talking about
DeJounte Murray, he's not on the Hawks no more.
He was talking about Trey
He's on the
Murray.
Pelicans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they don't need to trade shit after getting fleeced. Clearly, they don't know what they're doing in the front office.
By the another shout out, DeMar DeRozan going to the Kings. I think that is monumental for him.
Oh, we got to talk about Mikal going to the Knicks.
Oh, Mikal going to the Knicks, that's a dream come true.
Yeah,
You just
I hate it.
You paired up your boys that you just went and played and won a national championship with.
Shout out Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, bro. Taking that big of a pay cut.
113 mil.
Yeah, hold on. Let's wait on. We can hype up Brunson when we get.
Let's
up
be
there.
let's be real.
Get there.
I love you guys. Are you guys turning down 131 mil just to play with your best friends?
I don't know, man. If it's that fun, which it looks like it is, I probably would. He's already making
Is
a
Josh Hart
ridiculous amount.
Is Josh Hart getting paid? Like already, he's getting paid.
Yeah, he's getting paid.
dollars, right? DiVincenzo millions of dollars.
Yeah.
right. Macal's making millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that. That 113 is mine.
Yup.
I will buy you a couch. I'll buy you a Segway. I don't care. I would love to play with you guys. 113 mil. Give that. I'll send you a postcard.
Do you think they should pick up Ryan
Buy
Archie?
you guys my teammate jerseys.
That's fair. Do you guys think that they should pick up Ryan Arcidiacono? I mean, they all played together.
Hold up. Say that again.
Ryan Arcidiacono?
Ryan Archie didn't.
Bring back Chris Jenkins too?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I told my friend the other day. I said, you might as well sign him to a vet minimum because you might as well just bring the whole team aboard.
Yeah, get Jay Wright to coach him too.
And Chris Jenkins hit the shot now, motherfucker. Sign me.
How far do the Knicks go next year in the playoffs?
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I agree.
Any chance they make it to the
Yes.
finals?
Yes.
100%. This team is built for it.
Okay. What's worst case scenario?
Worst,
Is there a worst case scenario?
first round exit.
Yeah, the worst case scenario is that you play bad enough that you in the regular season that you got to play Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid.
What are all the changes for the Knicks right now, player-wise?
They lost iHeartRadio.
Yep.
They
Hartenstein.
got Macau. Yeah.
Anyways,
I feel like I'm forgetting something, but no.
Some extensions.
This sounds bad because iHeart is more than just a backup center, but they lost a backup center and added a top 50 player in the league.
I personally would never feel confident on betting
I
a
do.
team that has so much change in the offseason. But the upside to it is that, you know, if it does work out, you have a solid result from your offseason, and that's just a huge boost to confidence, not only to the guys but like the front office too. And
I think this team is going to be fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
I think the scariest thing is that the East is actually, if you look at it player for player wise, the East is looking insanely good.
Deep.
Because you got to think, you're getting a healthy Giannis and a healthy Dame. Dame did not play healthy last year and tried to play through some shit. That's a scary-ass duo, especially if Chris Middleton can even play decent. You got Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid. You're going back up against the reigning champs with Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, and Al Horford.
Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers are going to be a 6, 7, 8 seed.
Magic.
The Orlando Magic.
Oh.
Yeah. With Paolo and Franz and Jalen Suggs.
Browns.
I think I know I'm missing other teams.
I got a Knicks,
Cleveland.
I got a Knicks question.
Okay.
Are they better or worse with Randall?
Okay, this is a conversation I like to have. Let me be clear. Julius Randle can get a bucket whenever he wants. Julius Randle can play make, but I think he fucks up the rhythm of the team.
Without looking, what would you guess Julius Randle's averages are?
Like as the last year before he got hurt?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 24, 8, and 4.
24, 9, and 5.
Yeah, see, like it's...
I think the question is, though, what can you get out of Julius
A lot.
Randle in the trade market?
I don't know about a lot, never mind. But I think when you're looking at it, a lot of teams are going to look at him, and if you look at probably advanced stats, you look at all this shit that all these people look at. He holds the ball a lot. He requires a lot of time, like in the possession, with the ball in his hand. I don't know if he wants to play off ball this far in his career when he knows what he can do offensively. I would try to trade him. I mean, you could probably get some picks and probably a mid-level player, but I don't know.
Do you want the picks after making all of those changes, bringing all the new guys over? And
No.
No, you kind of just want to run it.
You're in the Knicks are in win now mode.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that Brunson's contract opens the door for the next 4 or 5 years, allowing more space. But if you trade Randall, it has to be for size.
Yeah.
And
All right, I got you. I'll give you.
The Knicks have to be in win mode because they don't have a Victor Wembanyama or a Chet Holmgren.
I mean, they got rim protector, though.
he's saying young.
Oh, yeah.
Young.
If you're going to trade him, I would trade him and Mitchell Robinson to get somebody young. Because Mitchell Robinson, I still don't think he's happy there.
Have somebody young that's going to be pushing the pace of the game because there's Julius Randle taking the time that he takes. Just it does not work in today's NBA.
No, I think if you're going to trade him, you got to get a big, but you got to get a big that doesn't give a fuck if he gets the ball or not. It's
All right,
somebody
I got
that's
you.
going to get.
I got you.
Let's
Straight
see.
up.
All right.
I'll give you Miles Turner and Jarris Walker. Jarris Walker. I get that wrong.
Or Julius?
For Julius Randle.
Yes.
So how about this?
We have plenty of depth, so we make some room because we got a lot of guys we got to pay, and so that's been one of our issues. So we give up Jarris Walker, we give up Miles Turner, and we get another star, like an actual star, not a mid-level Miles Turner star. We get another star to pair with Siakam and Halliburton.
Yeah, but you guys got to play small now. But at the same time, for the Knicks, I mean, you're adding a guy that really doesn't require the ball in his hands too much. It's a guy that's going to run a pick and pop. It's a guy that's going to leave the spacing for the middle of the floor so Jalen Brunson can drive, so Josh Hart can drive, so Macau can create. I think it works out in their favor. I don't think.
How many rebounds does Randall average?
9.
I'll take it.
I mean, yeah, it's an upgrade.
Rebounds. My good gravy.
You
You
wanna-
just can't rebound.
You want to hear a Randall trade? I got 2 of them.
Okay.
One, this one's kind of out there. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, and 2 first-round picks for Anthony Davis.
Damn.
Am I talking about this from the Knicks standpoint or the Lakers standpoint?
Who says no?
Right now, I think the Lakers say no, mainly because of the dynamic of LeBron and AD.
I agree.
Ain't working.
It is working. They don't have depth.
Not enough.
The Lakers bench has to be the shittiest bench I've ever seen, and I'm not a fan of many. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of NBA teams, but my favorite is just going to where I don't give a fuck. Y'all call me dick riders, whatever you want. I follow LeBron where he goes because I love watching greatness.
Bronzexual.
Exactly, bro. I don't care, but he went to the Lakers. He wanted AD. He got AD. They worked. They won a title. And AD last year played a lot of fucking games, and he played great. And I just think that if they had depth and they had a big to allow AD to play the 4, they would be fine. I don't see a scenario where the Lakers.
So what do they do? Because they got to take a step. They got to do something.
Well, from what I was just looking at not too long ago.
Oh, my bad. Bronny. They just drafted Bronny.
Hey, shout out Dalton Connect, man. Connect 4 about to ball out. Maybe. Hopefully.
Reeves and Connect.
Yeah, bro.
The active shooters.
Hillbilly connection, baby.
Yeah.
I do have one more Randle trade.
Okay, go for it.
Julius Randle
Okay.
for Kevon Looney, Moses Moody, Andrew Wiggins, and 2 first-round picks.
You know, I actually can see the Warriors taking that. I think mainly because
Wiggins is a weapon.
Wiggins is a weapon that you never know if you're going to get or not.
Yeah, and big contract. He has a very big contract.
Huge
It would
fucking
match
contract.
Randle. The Knicks get Looney, who's that center you were talking about.
Yeah, he don't care.
Someone who doesn't need the ball, knows his role, is a winner.
Amazing
He's
at
a
his role.
silent leader.
Yep.
He's perfect. And
Have the Warriors ever had a big guy like Randall?
no,
At least in recent history?
No.
What are they going to do
No, because
with
they've never
him?
needed it.
last one was Chris Webber, or maybe
Bucket.
David Lee. If
Oh, David Lee was a bucket,
Yeah,
dude.
people
Hey,
forget
shout
about
out
David
Knicks.
Lee.
Shout out Knicks, David Lee.
yeah, no kidding. And even early Warriors, David Lee.
True.
He revolutionized the moving screen.
And I'm sure they wouldn't be too mad about losing Wiggins when, Mitch, I know you love him. You've got Kuminga, who's on the rise.
Come bucket.
Joku.
Nah, I think Mitch and I have talked about this before. I think Kuminga's about to go off.
Yeah,
Yes, if they let him.
Yeah, there's facts.
trade Wiggins.
So I think now we can move on into
Little tangent there.
What are we at?
40 through 21.
40 through 21.
Oh shit.
Shit,
Okay.
there's a lot.
Uh-oh.
Do you care if I start this off?
Yeah, no, go.
Because I got something to
This is
say.
where it's gonna start getting sticky.
We're going back to 41 really quick. Derek White, in no universe whatsoever, is better than Scotty Barnes.
No.
He is what we were talking about with Aaron Gordon. If you put both Scotty Barnes and Derek White by themselves on, let's see, the Utah Jazz, and you start them, who is a better player? This is bullshit. He's a glue guy. He is probably the best role player in the league, maybe. But Scotty Barnes is a young star.
That's the only reason he's on Team USA.
Look at Scotty Barnes, 28, 6, and a block and a half. Then you go to Derek White, 15, 1, 5.
Does it baffle anyone else that Derek White was the fill-in for?
Hey,
Oh,
shut the hell up, Jason Tatum. You said you had no comment, bro. If I'm Jaylen Brown, I am pissed, bro. I just got paid this much money and won Finals MVP, and you still didn't pick me.
you know why he wasn't picked? I don't know how much we're
Are you
gonna
talking about
get
this
into
Nike shit?
Jaylen Brown sided with Kyrie, and who sponsors Team USA? Nike.
Hey,
We're not going to get into it, but this was not a basketball decision. Let's
No,
be
not
very,
at all.
let's
There's
be
some
very cut and
sticky
dry.
shit going on.
not to mention,
White.
dude, there's like 15 other players you would much rather have on Team USA right now.
Derek White's not even better than Drew Holiday.
I
No.
was about to say that.
No,
How
not
do you
even
have
close.
Derek White? Okay, I do want to clear something up. Love Derek White.
Yeah,
Great player.
Best role player in the league.
He ain't better than James Harden.
No, he's not. Regardless of if you like
That's
James
weird.
Harden or not, no.
That
James
is
Harden is
weird.
not James Harden of old, but James Harden is still James Harden. Let's be very clear. Same situation. You put them both on the same team, but it's not the team they're on right now. Put them on the Pistons. Who are you taking? Come on. Derek White might fetch 1 first-round pick. Look at James Harden in every trade in the past. And there's plenty of source material. He's been traded 36 times.
Hear me out. I love Brandon Ingram.
I do too.
Over Drew and James, though?
Yes.
Trey Young is an interesting one. Trey Young, in my opinion, and I'm not a big Trey Young fan, but if you look at the NBA and you watch a game, start to finish, a playoff game, and you see 34 Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year, get taken out of the game for being a liability,
Because he can't play defense.
you're going to tell me he's better than Trey Young? Defensive player of the year is not defensive player of the year. I personally could name 7 people that are better defensively than Rudy Gobert.
Also,
been
somebody,
Wemby. No cap.
on the same team as him.
Who are you talking about?
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, there's J-Mac, there's Bam, there's Suggs.
Well, they had
Jones, Victor.
who they have cat guard instead of
They had Cat guarding Jokic.
yeah, instead of the defensive player of the
But
year.
what they should have done and what they
Defensive player
did
of
do
the
right.
year. My ass.
They-
He should have got the offensive player of the year for all the assists he had with that COVID shit.
But no, they did. Okay, when you look at what they did, having Cat guard Jokic was, to me, a genius idea because it allowed Rudy Gobert to play help side defense and come get blocks. Given Rudy Gobert was lost that whole series, because if you're going to have him playing help side defense to block Jokic's shot, you're giving Aaron Gordon all those tip dunks that opens up everything, because he's not used to playing help side defense. He's used to guarding the center and having everybody else help him. I just think that dynamic doesn't work.
Who is better, Rudy Gobert or Pascal Siakam?
Pure basketball player and Pascal Siakam.
So would you say it's close? Because they're one spot apart.
I don't think skill-wise, no, I don't think it's close.
Is Rudy Gobert better than Scotty Barnes?
That's hard to compare.
Because I don't think so. Because Scotty Barnes is on the Toronto Raptors, and Gobert is on the
One of the best teams in the league. Yeah.
And Scotty has better stats. I understand that he's the number one option, but I could go down. I'm taking Chet over Gobert. I'm taking Sengun over Gobert, Julius Randle over Gobert. I'm taking Jaren Jackson over Gobert. I'm taking Jarrett Allen over Gobert. I'm taking Mikal Bridges, DeJounte Murray.
I think Rudy's only.
I'm taking Kristaps over Gobert.
I'm thinking that he's getting this high on the list because of the accolades he's won, not because of the shit he's been producing recently.
The accolades he's won, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, 100%.
Gobert, he will. But I just have a hard time in my head justifying that when I can't believe he's won these Defensive Player of the Year awards. I truly do not think any year that he has won Defensive Player of the Year, he has been the best defensive player in the league.
As a Defensive Player of the Year, you need to be able to rebound at an elite level. If you're even you should be able to get a steal just from playing passing lanes. Be a rim protector. Now, being a rim protector and being able to block shots are a lot of different things. I don't think Rudy Gobert is a rim protector. I think Rudy Gobert can block shots.
He's a long help side defender.
Yeah, I don't think Jaren Jackson, that's a rim protector. Bam Adebayo, that's a rim protector.
That's the best big defender in the league.
Miles
Turner. I will
Turner.
argue that.
Miles Turner's a rim protector. Bam is by far the best big defender in the NBA, and he can guard 1 through 5.
That's what I was about
with
to
no
say.
help.
You have Gobert, who's getting taken out of games late in the game, of playoff games, because he can't guard these players.
Yep.
But you have Bam switching on to guards.
And staying with it.
I don't understand. I don't understand the awards. I can't even say it's a popularity contest because Victor would have won.
True.
I don't know what he's doing.
Victor low-key deserved it.
Yes, he did.
Dude averaged like almost 4 blocks and 3 steals, bro. Like,
That's
you will never,
wild.
like, that. Well, we won't see that
That
shit.
was your one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I believe Brandon Ingram, Trae Young. I think Gobert is better than Derek White. I do, but I don't know. I think that they're both substantially better than Gobert. Gobert is a one-trick pony who can't even do that trick when it matters.
I think Gobert is unbelievably overrated.
I do too.
Couple of things we've established so far. Middle finger to Dylan Brooks and Rudy Gobert.
Yes, at the same time.
All right, let's move on. What are we doing, 11 through 20?
Double fox.
Are we doing 11 through 20 now?
Wait, we've still got the top half of 21. Oh, wow, this is a hot 21 through 33, because fuck Gobert. Tyrese Maxey and John Morant.
Okay, I'm gonna be the opposite here. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say.
I think Tyrese Maxey will be better. Right now, given we haven't seen Ja, I think Ja impacts a game so much to the point where, like, I don't know, all eyes are always on him, and
He's a great shooter.
But speaking of that, he's
Ja Wick.
He's a pretty shitty shooter, low-key. But
Dude, if he can keep the gun in his pants, I think he's top 20 in the league.
pause. But 25, 8, and 6. I mean, and he didn't even we didn't see him much at all because he got hurt and all the shit. He's a thrilling player, that's for sure.
Oh, he's so fun to watch.
But
So fun to watch.
Tyrese Maxey does do everything on that, but he shoots better.
You know what's crazy about Ja? We grew up in the time that Lonzo and the whole Chino Hills, basketball was some of the most exciting basketball that we had ever seen. However, that was at a high school level. And then you have Ja doing the type of shit that he's doing in the NBA.
I think Ja is electric. I think Ja's biggest issue is Ja. And I'm not even saying that it's necessarily the gun, because I don't necessarily think what Ja did was wrong. But then he did it again. I feel like being Ja Morant, you have a Nike deal, you have this contract, you have fans that look up to you. And I'm saying this about anyone. It could have been Grayson Allen. It could have been Rudy Gobert. Fuck Rudy Gobert. It could have been Rudy Gobert. It could have been anyone who held up that gun. But it's the fact that you knew and you did it again. Right or wrong, you knew and you did it again. And you are the A team. You're the number one option for that player.
Yup.
Or for that team, sorry.
He is part of the A team because he's dangerous. That's what I'm saying.
I don't see another thing about this argument with Maxey Morant. I'm not on my Adderall, so I'm all over the place. Maxey is the number 2 option and still averaging these stats.
Yeah, I think that also comes with the pace they play at. I think Maxey plays at such. I think Ja plays at a high pace, but Maxey's on go mode
Exactly.
the whole game.
And who in the NBA slows their team down the most? In my opinion, it's probably Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah, because he
And
requires
so
the ball.
Tyrese Maxey
is
plays
doing
with
this.
Joel Embiid, and he's still putting up these stats.
Yeah, and I think they're only going to improve because I think Paul George is actually going to take the back seat to it. He should at
And
least.
Stephen A. Smith saying that Paul George is not a spot-up shooter. Shut up. Watch basketball. Look at the numbers. He is a very, very, very high-efficiency spot-up shooter. He hasn't had to be. He's been required to create. He's been required to make his own shot. He doesn't have to be now, Stephen A.
No, PG's going to be the clutch when Embiid is not.
He's gonna be great in the spot he's at. I think that was
love
his
this team.
last. It was his last spot he wanted to go to, but I think career wise, if you want to win now, I think that's the best spot he goes to because he's got an elite big, he's got an elite young guard, and he's got role pieces around him that are actually good.
This is by far the best team that he's had.
I agree.
I agree.
So I'm going to switch gears really quick before we move up. Paulo Banchero at 29
Yep.
Banchero.
and Zion at 21.
We haven't seen enough of. When you see Zion, and when he's there and playing, when you watch him, he is one of the most unstoppable players like to be in front of.
I have a serious question, though. I don't know the answer to this. Has Paulo played more games in his career than Zion?
Probably.
You've got to be close. The type of game that he plays.
Well, no.
The injury risk is not going away.
I don't know, actually.
I'm looking this up.
But, okay, I'll be completely honest. Is Paulo a better player than Zion? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he does everything well. Probably good. Not everything great. He's not a great three-point shooter yet. He's solid on defense. He can be your primary playmaker, too.
Zion's played 184. Paulo's played 152.
So, yeah, it's close enough that you can make this argument. I think Paulo going into this year, if hoping that he doesn't get a slump here, I think he jumps. I think he probably jumps in the top 10.
Zion's in year 4.
Yeah.
Paulo's in year 2.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And there's a 30-game difference?
The best ability is availability. I wholeheartedly believe that. And exactly, Paulo's played 2 years and played 152 games. Zion's played for 4 seasons.
And barely played it.
And has played 32 more games.
Yeah.
That is 2 whole 82-game seasons. I think that might even be including playoffs, if I'm being honest.
Well, that just goes to my earlier point. The injury risk is part of Zion's game, which is something you have to consider. It's different when a great three-point playmaking player hurts themselves and they come back. Yeah, you got to consider the injury risk, but that's not part of their game. Whereas Zion's game is a physical, dominant game where he is constantly doing high risk.
He's banging down low. Pause.
He is. He really is.
On the court and off the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get out of there, Mariah.
This is a gradual transition into the next tier. I say let's do 11 through 20.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jamal Murray is at 20, and De'Aaron Fox is at 22.
Yeah, we can flip-flop them motherfuckers.
Tyrese Maxey is at 31, and Ja Morant is at 30. I am a huge Jamal Murray fan. He's not better than any of them.
I'm a huge Jamal Murray fan in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't like watching him play the Lakers, but in the playoffs, that dude, he'll hoop.
But what did he do? I know who he is. He's won a title. He's a great. I made a TikTok saying he was the Julian Edelman of the NBA. He shows up in the playoffs, has above average regular seasons, but he is elite. He's an absolute weapon in the regular season, or the postseason, sorry. But you can't help but think, switch those players out and put them next to Jokic, and what do they do?
Yeah.
We talked about Maxey playing with Embiid, who slows down the game, takes time for himself, and given that is, Embiid has found his spot. Embiid has found where he thrives, and that is no knock to him. But you take Jokic, who is probably the best big facilitator we have ever seen, and you give Tyrese Maxey, Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox, Jokic, and you have Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, and in the past, KCP. You have all these options to take away some of the heat, but these other guys, they have to be that guy. I don't know. I love Jamal Murray, but I can't put him above any of them.
No, I really can't. And I look at this list, and it makes me sad because I know it's coming to an end for the 4-time champ, 4-time MVP, 20-time All-NBA. Him being at LeBron James being at number 12 makes me so sad to see.
Because he's supposed to be there.
He's
I know.
Like, I look at Jalen Brunson, and I get it. He averaged 29, 7, and a steal. But then you look back at it, and you look at, like, what LeBron's doing now playing Team USA and just got voted the best player on the court. And it makes me think, like, is he really that low? And yes, I'm not saying Jalen Brunson's better than LeBron James, but I get the ranking, so I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Do you see that first line of the descriptor for Jalen Brunson?
What's it say?
A bowling ball with a brain?
With a super brain, a bowling ball with a super brain. I mean, that fits. It really does.
He's very physical. He is.
Oh, yeah, bro.
He's a very rare point guard with a post game. You don't see that anymore.
Amazing footwork.
I remember the last one.
I love it.
Jalen
I
Brunson.
love somebody that is going out of their way to be like, yeah, I can do this too.
See, we like the Knicks. We do. It's just
As much as I hate to freaking say it.
I really.
As much as we hate the Knicks, we love them.
I'm gonna say this.
They're good for basketball, right?
They are.
Great for basketball.
Jalen Brunson's the best point guard in the NBA with like footwork.
Probably. I'd probably give it to Shea.
Yeah,
Just
outside of
because
Shea.
Shea forces the angles and makes you commit.
Oh yeah, because he's got so many counters. But like I'm saying, like in straight post work,
Yes, I would absolutely agree.
like off the dribble, yeah, I'll give it to Shea.
The only one that's close post work would be Luka, but Luka's isn't so much footwork and fluidity.
His pump fake.
It's
Wow.
it's 1-2 moves, but
Yeah.
you can't stop it.
No,
I got
hell
a quick
no.
question. Where's Wemby gonna be this time next year
Next year, I think
on the list? Where is he
I think
gonna
he
be?
moves up a few
10
spots.
to, I'm going 10 to 7 range.
Yeah, but I honestly, I think okay, I'll ask this question, counter question to your question. How long before he's top 5?
2 years,
Because I think it's inevitable. It's
maybe
just
even
how
next year.
I
Hoping he doesn't get hurt.
I have a very hot take. So I have Giannis winning MVP next year, right?
Yep.
If he doesn't win it, and you finally give Wemby someone that will get him the ball,
long. Chris Paul.
I think Wemby could win MVP.
I think so too. I don't think it's hot.
Somebody just go to the Spurs.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, and they have Devin Vassell at the 2.
Yep.
They still have Keldon. They still
They have
have
Branham.
Sochan.
Literally the number one thing the Spurs needed was somebody to get Wemby the ball.
And then they drafted Stephon Castle and
Castle's balling in the
who else
summer
did
league
they
too.
draft? They drafted Rob and traded him.
Yeah.
I can't remember for the life of me.
But I mean, you got Chris Paul, you got Trey Jones, not Tyus, you got Trey Jones, who's going to be able to get him the ball. That's going to learn from Chris Paul.
Top 5 backup point guard in the league.
Yeah, Trey Jones is going to be great.
Okay, Spurs playing tournament
No,
Higher.
higher.
I like it.
Higher.
Oh, I like it.
For
I
those
Depends.
listening at home, Braden's eyes just got wider.
Damn.
than-
Depends.
That's
It
something to talk
depends,
about.
though. They gotta stay away from them big ass women. From
This
Christmas.
my
Rose.
to quote Charles Barkley.
Victoria's a secret down there.
my thing is though, like, is Chris Paul going to be able to give you that much?
He doesn't need to. Look at what they did last year without anyone getting their best player the ball.
Right, but at the same time, the West is so loaded.
They are, but you've got the Clippers who are worse, in my opinion. You've got the Timberwolves who are going to have to be worse sooner or later. Given it might not be this year, but the Suns are going to fall off.
Yeah, Suns ain't going to make
The
it.
Suns will absolutely fall off.
Lakers ain't making it, probably.
The Clippers, in my opinion, will probably miss the playoffs. Kawhi is not healthy enough. The Pelicans will be up there. The Kings will be up there. But don't be surprised if the Spurs are the 6th seed.
I can see it. I see Chris Paul giving them a healthy, if he plays a lot, 14-8, maybe 12-9.
I really, Chris Paul could be 20% of his 2008, 2009 self.
What?
And he could still give you a double-double every other.
The crazy thing is
On this list?
no, hell no. But the craziest part about it is,
Dylan Brooks
Damn.
was.
yeah, but Dylan Brooks was. The crazy thing is, him and Wemby running a pick and roll is going to be disgusting because you have to respect the fact that Wemby's going to catch a lob. So your big's going to have to naturally just play off of it. Chris Paul is the best point guard mid-range shooter of all time.
Livingston.
Okay, yeah, we've never seen Livingston miss a shot, but
Louis Scola.
1304 for 1304.
exactly.
Dude, I'm worried for Wemby's health next year. Well, I mean, just going forward, unless he beefs up. Because how do you defend him? You got to body his ass.
I ain't gonna lie.
You got to body his
I'm
ass.
not gonna lie to you. Nikola Jokic in international play just yesterday beat the fuck out of him.
I believe it. I mean,
Because that's what you have to do.
yeah, it's weight. I don't know. I think there is a scenario where Wemby wins MVP and the Spurs are a top 6 seed.
I see it.
Because
Wemby's got to start eating, though.
if Wemby goes out there and he gives you 25, 26, 11, 12 boards, 3 assists, maybe 4 assists.
Oh yeah, he had a triple. Didn't he have a triple double last year or close to?
I'm not sure, but he's going to give you 2 to 3 blocks a game. He'll give you a lucky steal a game. How do you deny that? If they finish as a top 6 seed and Giannis dies, he could win MVP.
And we can finally cap off that Greg Popovich is the greatest coach of all time.
I absolutely agree. I think he has passed Phil Jackson.
I do too, but not a lot of people think that, and I don't understand how.
Well, Pop has done more with less. Phil played with Jordan. He played with Kobe. He played with Shaq. I
Yep.
mean, those are 2 top 10 or 3 top 10 players ever.
Yeah,
Everybody loves Pop, too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't know bro. The stories that like if he sees you out to eat, like while you're on his team, like and he sees you're out to eat, and he walks into the building, he's paying for your meal. Dude's a fucking goat. But let's end this now.
Hold on. We got to talk about Hallie, hometown.
We ain't got to talk about Hallie.
We're going to talk about Hallie because I love Hallie.
I think Hallie fits right where he is. I don't see him being any higher than that. I think he's great at what he does. It came to playoff time, and he kind of just,
Well, he was hurt.
I don't
right?
give a fuck, dude. He shit the bed.
Regardless,
He's great.
he's great,
He's great. He's a floor general.
and
I
he's
think
going to continue to be great.
Yeah,
And
he's going to be great for this team because they need it.
he makes his team better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And got all these people talking shit. Why is Hallie on the USA team? Because they don't. I love Brunson. Don't get me wrong, but there's a reason they got another point guard like Hallie and not somebody who can just not just shoot, but not just an offensive force. They need somebody who can move the ball around.
Is he a top 5 point guard?
Hallie?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
not even close.
Yes. Do they have 5 higher on this list?
Luka, Shea, Steph,
Brunson.
and then 5. You could argue 5.
I'd say he's 5.
Okay.
I'll-
I'm right.
Or
Yeah. Eat it. Eat it. Top 5. And I
just wait.
after this year, top 4.
Who's he going to pass?
Who?
Steph.
Okay.
My man's is getting old.
I
You
don't
can't
matter.
be a goat
It
forever.
don't matter.
You can't be a goat forever. My guy is 36 years old.
LeBron James is about to be fucking 50.
LeBron James is
Tom
a
Brady
fucking
won a Super Bowl at
unicorn.
44.
Yep.
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl at 44.
Two different
He's better
sports.
than Tom Brady.
Okay.
Peyton Manning's the goat, actually.
Ew. Please never say that again. All right, let's end this.
Where are we at? Top 10?
Top 10.
Let's just look at the top 10. Well,
AD,
Jason Tatum should be 38.
that's fine for me. AD at 10.
80 at 10's fine. He had a great year. He deserves it.
Is he better than Brunson?
Is AD better than Brunson? Yes. I think he gives you more of everything.
I'd agree. Ugh. Okay, let's keep moving.
KD at 9.
Fair.
Yeah, it's
Anthony
fair
Edwards is on the rise.
I think KD at 9 is a very safe.
Yeah. And let me just say this: 80 or 8, Ant's gonna be top 4 next year.
I think I'm on board with that.
Dude, just the way he plays is just.
Arguably the most fun
it's
player in the
beautiful,
league,
bro.
besides, I don't know, Wembanyama.
He's got dumb bounce. He can shoot the ball.
Dumb
He
bounce.
finally, pause. He finally got a taste of a playoff, and now he's gonna know how to deal and go around it. Bro, he's so exciting. Steph at 7.
Safe.
It's too low.
I think it's too low. I think,
Swap him and Tatum.
yeah. I don't hate that.
And then swap Tatum and
That's what I was about to say. But no, okay. Let's not. Okay, I'm not gonna totally disrespect Jason Tatum.
No.
He is a cornball. The shit he was, the shit he's been saying is throwing me off. But he is an NBA champ now. He is the number 1 option on a championship team.
Good. Get the hell out the way.
put him at either right before or right after Jaylen Brown.
No,
Because Jaylen Brown has done so much more for that team.
no, he hasn't.
I
He doesn't score as much. He doesn't rebound as much. He doesn't
Who
get
was,
as
who
many
was,
assists.
who was the Finals MVP?
I agree. I agree with the Finals.
Who was the
MVP.
Finals MVP?
Actually, I thought Drew Holiday deserved Finals MVP.
Oh, that's 2 players above Jason Tatum.
It doesn't mean they're better.
Digging yourself a grave.
I personally think Tatum is a safe 7.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, 7. But I do think Steph's better. I truly do think Steph is better.
Shea for 4. I agree.
Damn.
You just
What
gotta
about Joel?
hop over and beat like
We
that.
can hop over and beat. Embiid's in a safe spot.
Embiid's good there.
Yeah. Shea at 4, good spot. Giannis at 3, bullshit. Go to 2.
No.
I may even put him at 1.
Oh.
I
Oh.
I think Giannis is the best player in the NBA.
Where was he in the playoffs this year?
He was
Hurt.
on the sidelines, hurt.
Yeah.
Not on the court.
I think he's the best player in the NBA, but hasn't had the best seasons the past 2 years.
Well, don't you want to have good seasons if you're the best player in the?
I think you're just saving it for something special. I think that's what he's doing.
Bro, he didn't have a healthy Dame. He didn't have a healthy Middleton.
He went crazy though in the playoffs.
Someone contacted him, said, "Hey, let the little cornball over in Boston have his moment. You and Dame, you'll have your moment next year, and then you leave and join the Warriors." This is
Wow.
how,
All right,
This is how
okay.
it's going to work. And he said it was fine. He ran it past me.
Let's keep it real though. He still averaged 30 points, almost 12 rebounds, almost 7 assists and a block. And when you look at somebody like Nikola Jokic, who averaged 26 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists, you can make the argument.
Who should have won MVP?
Shea had one of the most amazing seasons I've ever watched.
Shay's got one potential.
Controversial.
Easy.
Controversial. Shea at 3. Giannis at 1. Jokic at 2.
Where you putting Luka? 4?
4. I don't hate that, but
I think Luka's still better than Shea.
yeah,
Luka,
I agree.
Luka took a mad team to the finals.
And he averaged 34 points a game.
He was hurt.
Averaged 34, 10, and 9.
Luka is
Like, bro,
crazy, dude.
I think-
Why are we shitting on Luka?
I'm not shitting.
I'm not shitting on him.
I see shit in your mouth, and it's coming out.
But he's
Luka's
Not,
written all over.
not a
it.
shit. It's a Zen.
I
Sponsor us, Zen, please.
I think Jokic deserves number 1 for last year, but I don't think he's
Yeah.
the best player in the NBA.
What's this
Hell
list
no.
for? What's That's a genuine question. That sounded
What's
like a
what?
smart-ass question.
This is as of right now, who is the best player?
So
going into this
are we-
season.
Are we looking at the past?
Just this past season.
Okay. All right. Then I think
I
that's
agree
accurate.
with Jokic at 1 for the last season. However, I do still believe that Giannis is better. And if we're being honest, look at the stats of every Embiid and Jokic matchup.
Embiid gets his.
I'm not saying Embiid's better, but just look at the stats and look at who wins the games. Food for thought.
And on that note,
Oh wait, hold on.
oh shit,
I would.
You got something?
No, this is non-basketball related. I just felt and heard the AC kick on for the first time that we
Yeah, I'm not
have
gonna lie.
this entire podcast.
It's
we-
about 85 degrees.
It's been cooking.
I think
and
it feels pretty.
finally-
I feel good.
It finally turned on. Yeah, because the AC just turned on.
I felt good. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I feel pretty
Yeah.
Wild.
You
for
also
that.
125 sopping wet.
But anyways,
waist down.
guys, let me be honest. We got some exciting ass shit coming up. Regardless of from the corner, you guys can follow us and see everything we do on TRXTM, kick.com/TRXTM.
July 16th, YouTube. Please, please, please be there.
Never been done before series coming your way.
You guys are about to see some shit.
I'm not going to sit here and promise that this is going to be the greatest thing ever on the first video.
I promise it will
But
be.
like Luke said, this has never been done before. And if it is right, and if it's done right, and it looks good, and it's how we envision, it will be the best piece of content we have ever put out. That's a promise. And this was a pretty damn good podcast.
Pinky promise.
So that's saying
agree.
something.
Miss our boy Trado.
Yeah, we miss our boy Trey.
Yeah,
He'll be
shout
back
out
from Georgia
Trey.
soon.
We miss you.
Where's he at right now?
Georgia.
ATL?
And Benjamin
And Benjamin.
Jamming.
But you guys are gonna see all of us
and Lane.
and Lane. But well, I don't know about if we'll see Lane.
Respect
But
them.
But seriously,
Armed forces.
Fuck Dylan Brooks.
fuck Dylan Brooks. You guys
Rudy
are gonna see us
Gobert.
all July 16th. Be
And
there.
Jason Tatum.
YouTube.com/TRXTM. Fuck Jason Tatum, I guess. I don't know. I don't agree, but shout out to all of us who are here right now. We got this. We got
Shout out to
our new
Lucas.
office.
Shout out to the Ringer, though. I mean, that was a.
Yeah, thanks
a
for letting
decent
us
list.
use your list.
And I will say the way that it is put together with all the stats, descriptions, attributes,
perfect.
this is
There's
a
some funny shit in
fantastic
there,
thing.
too.
Even though your rankings are iffy in spots.
Yeah, especially
They gave-
especially
That's the
83.
point. I
One
mean,
of
it
the
gave us an
highlights-
argument.
Fair.
One of the highlights for Giannis, I don't know if anybody caught that. One of the highlights is dad jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh shit, put him at 1.